What's up, good people? Leverage here, and we are continuing our road to revenge. As I told you before in the last video, we're gonna do this twice. So sit back and get ready to enjoy Nomer again. The cool thing is, when we finally do get revenge in the next video, we will not be in Nomer again. But instead of breaking them up into short videos, I'm just going to do this one here real quick. Because it's only 20 minutes, I think. So to put to Nomer again is a very fast dungeon, and I've already done it twice before. 3 times before. I can't remember what time this is now. I'm like at 3 or 4 or something. I'm like, screw it. Sometimes you get into a dungeon with a tank, and you'll notice that he just runs, and you don't even care about nobody or nothing. He just runs. This is one of the reasons why, because I've done this dungeon now 3 or 4 times in a row, and it's just like, are you serious? Let's just get this over with. I don't care about side quests. I don't care if anybody gets a quest. I don't care right now. Just I want to get to a different place. Oh man. Anyway, so yeah, you do the basic jump down here. I obviously missed the big gear. I can remember not getting a parachute up there. I would just jump down without a parachute back in the day. But now I get a parachute and use it to help me out and jump down. Cool, I want a shield when I don't need it, but it's alright. We're going after the boss. We're going to pick him up. Boom. And, so yeah, we're picking this thing up. You'll notice I keep losing aggro, and I won't talk about that in just 1 second. That's one reason why I showed this video and the other ones. One, the whole point of the road to revenge, at least in my opinion, was to show, low-level tanking as a prot warrior. The concept, the idea of when you level a tank, this is what you do. You go through the same dungeons over and over again, the good, the bad. You have good groups, you have bad groups, and such forth. So. Yeah, this person here is upset because they're here again. I'm like, yeah, you're going to end up doing the same dungeons back to back. Just deal with it, Because they're like, well, I got a different one. I'm like, hey, it don't matter what you got. This is what you're going to end up doing. Let's just go through it real quick. But so yeah, we're taking this dude down and stuff, and I keep losing aggro to this monk, and I'm like, alright, Lord. And unfortunately, in the damage meter in the corner, I don't have it set to DPS. I noticed I got it on damage taken, and so I'm still taking all the damage. I'm still doing my job as a tank as far as that's concerned. And as a tank, you want to hold the aggro, but you can't. You can't hold all the aggro all the time. As long as you maintain abilities over the group and keep the group in control, that's what's mainly important. But I am constantly losing aggro and having to taunt these dudes off this monk. And the way tanking works is it's based off of threat, not really DPS. I mean, DPS does have something to do with it, because if you have DPS, you do threat, But tanks get a thing called vengeance, and I'm not going to go into the math of it because I suck at math. But it's basically like I think it's 2% multiplier on the damage you take. When you're taking damage, it grants you a 2% attack power equal to the damage you take. I'll link it one day or something to show it to you. So anyways, we get threat multipliers as tanks as long as we're in our stance that we're supposed to be in. Your blood presence, your defensive stance, these sort of things. Your bear form, your ox stance if you're a monk. And when you do these things, these give you threat multipliers. And so it basically guarantees the fact that you will be the one who gets the threat when you're doing damage. But I mean, if you're under geared and somebody's doing like a lot of DPS, then yeah, they'll take the threat off you, because obviously they're a bigger threat. But for the most part, it's not always equal to DPS, because I've seen tanks that get out DPS and still are able to hold threat. And I'm just like going, dear Lord. At this point in time, I'm like, who is this guy? You know, I know it's not. You know, I'm sitting looking at the aggro meter, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on here. So, I go to check out the gear. I think I'll do that here in a second. I'll check out her gear. Jujubee, that's her name. I see that breath of fire going, and I'm like, wait a second. Wait a second. Something's funny here. You know. Now she knows she's not the tank, because she's waiting on me to pull stuff. But then she's gathering things up and pulling them off of me. So I don't think she thinks she's a tank, or he thinks he's a tank. I don't think the monk thinks they're the tank, but they're pulling everything off of me. And so I'm like, what the crap? And you'll see he's fully loomed out, and he's a brewmaster. And so I don't know if he made the mistake of not realizing the brewmaster is the tank spec instead of Windwalker be the DPS. I mean, if he accidentally, or what he could have done, and I've done this myself, I have made the mistake of dual specking as tank and DPS, and swap from one spec to the other without swapping the raid finder, the dungeon finder icon. So he could have been Windwalker, dual spec, said, hey, I don't want a tank today, hit the dungeon finder, and then bam, ended up as DPS and a tank spec. Or, I don't know, he could just be experimenting. You know, it can be done, obviously. You know, you can do it, you know. I've seen a prot paladin, prot warrior one time. I've seen a prot paladin go in as DPS, and an arms warrior go in as a tank before. I've seen him try doing stupid stuff like that. So, I mean, I tanked a dungeon in one of my videos as a red paladin, so it's possible to do this stuff. It's not recommended. It's not recommended by Better Homes and Gardens. So anyways, yeah. So he's going to continue to take the threat off, and I'm going to continue to taunt and stuff and everything else. You know, as tanks we get, you know, good threat generating abilities. Waiting on this guy to come down. Boom. There you go. I know he's going to attack him, so boom. You know, but even if the monk is taking the aggro off of me, we're not dying. You know, the aggro is still staying around us. We're still staying in control. So that's what's cool. That's okay. And plus, I'm able to eventually get the threat off her, Jujubee, and get it back onto me. This is one reason why it's good that if you're in a dungeon. Now, this is like the way it's supposed to be done, and the way it actually happens. But it's good to let your tank get a couple good shots in to kind of aggro the mob. And we're talking about waiting a second, you know. But that's not really how it happens. What happens is the hunter and the maid shoot long before you can get there. You know, while you're charging on cooldown or something. And they end up shooting it, and you gotta end up grabbing it off of there. Or like that one video I showed, where the hunter's pet throws a growl up there, and you gotta go back and get it off the mob, and this and that. So that's really how it happens. But you know, if you read the book, that's how the book says it's supposed to happen. You know, make sure they maintain aggro. Oh man. All right. Just gonna go down the hill real quick. Go down, boom. Get a little thunderclap on. Boom. Throw a little shield block up there. That's a survival thing. Tanks get, and I don't know, we may go into this one day very shortly. But tanks get certain things. Just like DPS and healers get certain abilities. Tanks get things. We get things that help generate threat and survival abilities, and plus miscellaneous abilities. Like warriors, we get rallying cry, just some more. We get banners like your skull banners and stuff like that. Those are like miscellaneous. These are little cool things that you can do that make you a warrior. But we also have survival cooldowns, just like paladins have survival cooldowns, and like the monk has guard and stagger. These things here help us to live. One of my favorite abilities with the warrior is that impending victory, that victory rush. When you kill something, you can use the next strike. Gives you healing or use it, and it's very handy in mobs. When you're doing a trash mob, and we just unlocked the Scarlet Monastery, and so you would think the next dungeon would be a Scarlet Monastery, but it's not. Spoiler alert! But the last dungeon is when we hit level 30. It'll be the Scarlet Monastery. Boom. So at this point in time, I'm like, screw it. Let's just kill this thing. I ain't worried about that aggro now. I finally got aggro off it, and I could have taunted. I didn't taunt. I don't know. I didn't really worry about it. I mean, at this low level, I mean, it's okay. Here we go, 3 times in a row. This is when I say that 3 times in a row. So this is my 3rd time in a row. And so we're going to start this whole thing all over again. But Jujube left. And we got us a hunter. But if I'm not mistaken, this is a smart hunter. Yeah, I think this is the smart hunter. This is the one hunter you're like, oh, this guy doesn't have growl on. He knows what to do. I think even the oh man, that sucks so bad. See, watch victory rush. Boom, I heal myself back up. Boom, there you go. That's a survival thing right there. Getting enough rage, I hit my shield blocked up, but now we're good now. Boom, I got rage going. Got my heals up. Got my victory rush going. Got my shield block going. I'm protected now. We're good. I'm just gonna run around, get all this aggro, get all this threat gathered up. And make sure we kill everybody real quick. But you'll see, I holding threat just fine. We got a hunter in the group with his little bear pet, and you'll notice the bear will attack stuff and not take aggro off of me, off the tank. That shows you he does not have a growl on. Oh, cool, we lived. I gotta remember to swap that over the DPS. I don't know why it's on. I know why it's on damage taking because I was looking at something, but I keep forgetting to put it over there. I don't study DPS. One night as a tank, but two even as when I play my different classes like mage or something. I don't be studying the DPS chart. See, you can tell this is a good hunter guy because he's following right behind me. The guys are following behind me, even though the bear's attacking, or the pet's attacking, he's still following me. I don't know what I'm trying to type there, and I'm like, screw it, let's just go with it. And the only bad thing I don't like about the LVY, and I may have to look into the settings of the LVY to find out, but when you do like the regular Blizzard UI with the nameplates, it has their abilities on there. And I'm noticing here that I keep losing aggro to the Paladin, and I'm wondering if he has Righteous Fury on. You know, in the old way, I could click on his name and his buff would be on there to show if he had Righteous Fury on it. Paladins make that mistake. You know, newbie paladins, they see a noob, they're playing Retribution. I've done it myself when I was a newbie, and I was told not to do it ever again. But I got a new ability called Righteous Fury, and I'm like, oh, cool, man, that sounds cool, man. Righteous Fury, bruh, let's get righteous, and I click it on him. So he may not know what it does. It's a threat generator. You know, it makes it so that you're a better tank. It even says so on the description. That's what killed me, because I got Righteous Fury as all paladin, holy paladin. And I'm like, why would I, as a healer, want to generate more threat? And I'm like, I don't get it. It's right there. You know, it even says like makes you more effective tank on the description of the name. So yeah, but I noticed that he's constantly taking aggro from me. And it's not the pet, dude's pet. It's not dude's pet. It's, if you look at the aggro meter, omen threat meter. Which it doesn't matter. We hit the Victor Rush with the thing. Oh yeah, speaking of which, I don't know if I said this in my last video or not. I get so confused when I record these things. But if you'll notice in my bar, I moved my B and my V. Victor Rush and B and Executor still tied to the B and the V. But if you'll notice in the icon bar down there, I put them in the right spot. B's on the right side and B's on the right side. That way I don't even have to think about it. I look down there, I see it flash, and my thumb knows to go to the right or the left. You know, that's all on my thumb. So that way my fingers don't have to go off of here nowhere. You know, and you know, I got Heroic Throw and F1. Pretty soon I'll put another ability there. And Heroic Throw, I think I put that on Shift R eventually. That's what I like that on. If we end up leveling this warrior up to 90. I already got 190 warrior, so. But you know what? I'm actually enjoying leveling this 90 warrior up. I really am. I forgot how much fun they are as tanks. There's just so much you gotta do, and they're so much fun. You know, but I got my Death Knight up to 56, and so we're gonna start doing some Death Knight tanking here shortly. And never Death Knight tank before, but man, concepts are the same. We just have to do some reading, do some figuring. You know, all tanks have the abilities the same. They just have different names. But you have your weakened blows. You know, your demoralizing shouts, your demoralizers, and your weakeners. Every tank has a version of that. Matter of fact, that's what I tend to do. If you'll notice, I tend to look at like the Bear's tank, his maul, his mangle and stuff, and his swipe. And I say, okay, his swipe, that's his thunderclap. His maul, that's his heroic strike. I want to use that one tooth and claw proc. So I got those in the same keys, the same key bindings. You'll notice I do that. Because I equate those with everything else. I'm currently playing Star Wars The Old Republic, and I have a Jedi Guardian tank, and I might show that one day. It's kind of different. But I've learned their abilities. I'm like, okay, that's a warrior's this. That's a warrior, and I have the key bindings the same way. So anyways. Pulling them on around. And I didn't even think to inspect the paladin either. It wasn't that big a deal to me. You know. I did it right that time. Smooth landing. I think this is the one I mess up on, which is funny jump. Boom. Yeah, this is the one I mess up on. I'll go ahead and mess up till I mess up on it. I'll make my mistakes. Oh man, I'll make my mistakes. I'm not used to this LVY. And with the regular Blizzard icon, you know, he would go gray if he's dead. But LVY, it's all colored blocks. So I don't pay that red no attention. Maybe I need to change that color to gray or black or something so I'll know. But I didn't realize he was dead. I swear to you, I did not realize he was dead. I seen a color there, and I thought, okay, you know, I just went on with it. And then I'm sitting there going, reading, somebody res me. I'm like, oh man. And then I look over and I see the big word dead by his name, and I'm like, oh man. All right, let me come back. So that's what we're doing now. We're coming back to res him. Oh man, yeah, because I'm not used to this LUI the way it looks yet. It's all new to me. That's why you'll notice, I've had somebody in my comments and stuff notice that, you know, hey man, you totally forgot to get something. Yeah, I don't be studying it because it's up there instead of in the face. But anyways, I'm not in a 25 guild, so I don't have mass res. So somebody's going to res me because tanks can't res nobody. Still in combat. Alright. He's got 3 folks fixing to res him up. Boom. Alright. He calls his pet, heal him up, and let's go with it. We're gonna... Oh, man. That right there, like I said. But the hunter will shoot long before you can get there. It's okay, though. Ah, snare. There we go. I think I get. Does it give me that? I think it does. No. Somebody else got it. That one guy got one lock on me. There we go. Now we got it locked down. A little bit of backpedaling because I want to keep the forward progress going at the same time. Not sticking my back to him. So we're just gonna walk backwards. Do a little shield block, keep myself alive through all this junk. Kill everything off. And head to the final boss. This is... he said... she wrote down there, can we not heal this, can we not kill the end boss? I didn't see that until about the ninja. But apparently... I don't have loot rolls up there, but yeah, apparently that dude was needing on everything. So they wanted to kick him for being a ninja. Cause this is not cool, man.
Numbergun is mine!
Numbergun is mine. Yeah, that paladin pulled ahead of me. I got... Here goes the taunt. There we go. 29, y'all. 29. And in the next video, we will hit level 30. So So folks, hope you enjoyed. Sorry about having Nomergan twice in a row, but that's the way it is when you level a tank. But if you'll notice, it was two different groups. I think the healer stayed. Not he. I think Asher stayed. See, and I'm used to Blizzard's chat also, where it's wrote there. I'm not used to the loot trade chat on the opposite side. You'll see me scrolling through there. And yeah, LVI splits general and loot separately, and so I'm not used to that either. So it'll take a moment or two. It'll be all right. It'll be okay. Nothing to worry about. Type / loot rolls, and it shows you everything. He needed on everything. So anyways, folks, I appreciate you watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I appreciate anything you do for me. Any kind of advertising you'll do for me. Tell your friends about me. I just want to grow a channel and entertain a lot of folks and have a good time doing it, okay? I'm not trying to get famous, not trying to make money. Anyways, people, one last time, thank you for watching. Just like I just said, got to go. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. We have more tanking and more healing to come, more leveling to come. So peace out, good people. Peace out.